4 to top. 7-8-9 due up 4 to Tobbs in the top half of the second on Flow Baseball. No score, no hits either for either side. Just one error, which Jordan Johnson, the third baseman from Morehead City, pleads guilty to. As Cam Jackson steps up to the plate, he's the right fielder for Wilson in Game 2. Didn't make an appearance in Game 1. Cam Sagan still on the mound for the Marlins and deals strike one. Good placement there from Cam, who got himself a couple strikeouts in the previous top half. Is 1/3 of the way from his third as he finds strike two right down Broadway. Sagan always working quickly, does so here. Deals a breaking ball that's chopped over onto the right side, picked up by Van Cleve. Sagan beats out Jackson for out number one. Smart play there by Sagan to run over in what was a 50-50 ball. Casbero was running over with Van Cleve. Sagan did the right thing to just run over to first for the safety of it and ended up making the play. A good one as well.
Well, pitchers are taught anything to the left of the mound or the right side of the infield, you're supposed to be heading over to first base, and Cam Sagan did just that. If he's a step later, then Cam Jackson's probably safe. So
that'd be an infield single.
Sagan definitely did a nice job there.
Chase Wollenweber is now up at the plate. He looks at ball one, a little bit above the letters. He's hitting 171 on the season. No homers, just one RBI. He's done so in 35 at-bats. The next pitch from Sagan's a swing and a miss, and the count's even at 1. Wollenweber didn't start in Game 1. It was Griffin Everett, another Nebraska Cornhusker, just like Braxton Bragg, who's Wilson's starting pitcher, had those honors. As here's a fly ball into right center field. Jack Harris is under it and makes the catch for out number 2. Harris is so cautious over there, always uses two hands. The fundamentals really show in the field for Jack.
Yeah, he's just a fundamentally sound baseball player with everything that he does. The way that he conducts his business even before the game, the way that he takes batting practice, everything that Jack does is at a pro level, that's for sure.
Tommy Gibson's now at the plate. His first pitch is a swing and a miss for strike one. Good placement there from Sagan on the outer half. Gibson comes out of Shepherd University. As the New Jersey native swings and misses at strike two.
Gibson hit the longest home run in Game 1, 439 feet.
That was a moonshot.
There were 7 combined home runs in Game 1, by the way.
Gibson went 2 for 3 in that Game 1. 2 RBIs and a run scored. As he swings and tips, strike 3 into the glove of Robbie O'Neill. Another K for Sagan, as we still have no score heading into the bottom of the second here on Flow Baseball.
Wind's blowing.
Pinch. That's 7 homers.
3
that he took Game 1. Now in the bottom half of the second, here on Flow Baseball, no score in Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Tops and the Marlins. Morehead City took Game 1 an 11-10 thriller that had only 4 scoreless halves of innings. So it just tells you how many fireworks there were in that game. 6 homers. Just tells you how much fun.
7 homers.
7 homers. 7 homers.
3 by the Marlins, 4 by the Tops.
Yes, Drew Devine did have himself 2 dingers. So 7 bombs, much better than 6, that's for sure. More fireworks as Connor Van Cleve hits a foul ball behind home plate. Van Cleve comes out of Pitt State, 328 on the year, 5 homers, 20 RBIs. So here's a ground ball over to first. That's fielded cleanly by Jepson. He makes the unassisted out. And there's one gone here in a second.
Yeah, Bragg has done a better job keeping the Marlins a little bit off balance here in the beginning of his start than Prayer, the starter in Game 1, did.
Yeah. So as Eric was talking about, Bragg, he's still on the mound for the Tops. Has himself 2 Ks, keeping the pitch count pretty low as well. Only 15 so far, 80% of his pitches have been strikes. As Joe Mason comes up to the plate, he's in left field once again. That's where he was in Game 1. As he looks at strike 1. He went 1 for 4 in that first game. 3 strikeouts. Not the stat line you want to hear if you're Joe. Here comes the 0-1. A big swing and a miss there. And the Mount Olive product is down 0-2.
Also made a critical base running error late in the game.
Oh, yes, he did.
Marlins were able to overcome it, though.
Morehead City got the bases loaded walk, and then a wild pitch. Scored the 11th run for Morehead City, and it was a good thing that it scored the 11th run because the Tops responded with a solo homer to make it an 11-10 ball game. That's how it ended. As Mason looks at ball 1, the count's now 1-2. Bragg delivers. A breaking ball over to the left side, fielded by Scaranda. The throw over to first is not in time. Jepson couldn't field the throw. It was sort of a weak one from Scaranda. I mean, when you make that sort of running play, it's going to be. And Mason's aboard.
Yep, that speed, you're going to have to make a Nolan Arenado type play over there to get Joe Mason, and that wasn't able to be done.
So it's an infield single for Joe Mason. That's the first hit of the game. And now Dominic Bucko comes up to the plate. He's the center fielder. He came in during Game 1, midway through Game 1. Pinch hit for Sean Johnson. Actually, pinch hit for him. Went 1 for 1 in 2 at-bats. 2 runs scored. As the first pitch to the Youngstown State Penguin is ball 1. Bucko's been all over the lineup. He's led off. He's been in the 9 spot. He's hitting 6th in Game 2. But Bucko's just moving around the order, both he and Joe Mason.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter where you put him. You know he's going to be productive.
Right.
You know he's going to make things happen. And I would argue his value rises even more at the bottom of the lineup than it does at the top. Because the Marlins have the dudes at the top.
They need help with the guys at the bottom, and Bucko can definitely bring that. Here comes the 1-1. A swing and a miss makes it strike 2. Bucko not showing the socks though. It's always changes.
I think it's just the way the wind's blowing for Dom. Oh,
and there's a pickoff move from Bragg. They almost got away from him. Almost got away from Jepson, that is. The throw was well wide to Jepson's left. Mason is the one that leads off at first. Just got aboard with that infield single. Here comes the 1-2. Bucko fouls it down the third base line, out of play. Officially 9 o'clock Eastern time here at the Rock. Could possibly be a late one once again.
Possibly.
Most definitely.
There you go.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure the party agreed with me. Here comes the 1-2. That goes high. The count's even.
I think our fate is sealed, my friend, for having a long night.
Yeah. It's a good thing, though, that this doubleheader and the one yesterday didn't start at 6 o'clock, because we had that Sunday doubleheader that started at 6.
Yeah, what were we thinking?
It's past us. You live and you learn. Here's the 2-2. That is well inside. The count's full now. Mason still leading off at first. As the Marlins try to be the first ones to answer. The Tobbs had that. Got that award as Mason goes on the full count. It's ball 4. Mason was going to get in either way. But now Bucko's aboard with a base on balls, and Jordan Johnson has the chance to bring the boys around.
The third baseman from the University of Arkansas.
Good at bat there from Bucko. Got some tough pitches with 2 strikes from Bragg and was able to lay off of all of them.
Johnson getting the nod once again. Started in game 1 at third base, doing the same here in game 2. 2 for 3. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored in that twilight game. As now Mason leads off a second, Bucko leads off a first. Neither of them being held on, and Johnson fouls the first pitch back.
Jordan Johnson was one of the offensive heroes of game 1 for the Marlins.
Yes.
Without him, I'm not sure the Marlins win.
That's for certain. That is for certain.
I'm almost certain that they don't win.
Yeah.
I think Wilson definitely would have won that game without Jordan Johnson's impact.
With how crucial these 2 games are, that's for sure. Here comes the 0-1. As now Johnson is in a big hole down 0-2. But a win for the Marlins in game 2 gives Morehead City a 3-game lead over Wilson. A loss puts Morehead City back into a 1-game lead where it was at the start of this doubleheader. So right now the Marlins have a 2-game lead over the Tobbs.
You have to factor in Peninsula as well.
That is true.
Who was tied with Wilson coming in.
As Johnson fouls it back. We'll do the 0-2 again.
Bottom of the 8th inning at War Memorial, and Tri-City's up 3-1 on the Pilots.
It's always good news. The Pilots already clinched a spot in the CPL playoffs. Won the first half of the East. The Savannah Bananas did so in the West. With 2 men on, Bragg fires the 0-2. Just misses outside. Will and Weber like the spot. Now it's 1-2.
It's a good job by Jordan Johnson. Jordan Johnson of a couple weeks ago would have swung at that pitch.
I agree.
But his eye has sharpened up. All of his mechanics at the plate have, and that's why you've seen so much more production.
1-2 the count on the Arkansas Monticello product. This time is called. Bragg taking a little too long to find his sign. Inning and a third, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 Ks so far for Braxton Bragg, the righty out of Nebraska. He delivers and misses low and outside. The count's even. Pretty good crowd here on a Saturday night.
I would say bigger than last night? Question mark?
I think so. A little bit more.
Had around 1,400 in here last night.
Yep. Bucko with the lead off at first. Mason with the lead off second. Middle infield playing close to that second base bag as Johnson swings and misses at strike 3. That probably would have been ball 3, but you can't think about it now as Robbie O'Neill looks to do Johnson's job.
Yep. Sometimes you just can't lay off the high cheese.
Greensboro, number 5, Robbie
And now
O'Neal.
Robbie O'Neal, who had a extra base hit in that huge inning yesterday, maybe that boosted his confidence a little bit. This would be another huge confidence booster to get a base knock and break the scoring open here in Game 2.
O'Neal, the UNCG Spartan, didn't start Game 1. It was Zach Miller who was behind the plate. O'Neal getting the nod for Game 2 as he fouls the first pitch back and out of play on the third base side.
That foul ball brought to you by Windows and More. For windows or doors, call Windows and More, 252-726-81.
O'Neal's hitting 103 on the season. This is his 40th at-bat in 2021. 4 RBIs on the year. Doesn't have a homer to his name. As Bragg fires the 0-1. A swing and a miss there. A big one from O'Neal, who got down on one knee, and the switch hitter is down 0-2. Jack Casvero, the second baseman, is on deck. As the pickoff move is over to second, almost got away from Devine. The shortstop tried to play it off, running toward center field to pretend like the ball got out of his glove. Mason didn't fall for it, and thank goodness he didn't, because Joe Mason has gotten picked off twice over there at second base in these past few games.
Drew Devine's a goofy guy. He knows he has a mouse in the house with Mason out there.
This ball gets away from Wollenweber. A wild pitch will advance Joe Mason. Dominic Bucko heads over to second, and the count's now 1-2.
There they are for Robbie O'Neal. Let's see if he can make something happen here and give the Marlins the early lead. Wilson got out to the lead first in Game 1. Marlins trying to flip the script here.
Always got to get on top. Got to get yourself a good lead as well against these Wilson Tobbs. Very hard to put away as Bragg delivers the 1-2. Got him on strikes. Down looking goes O'Neal. Another strikeout for Bragg. That's his 4th on the game. As we're through 2 here in the Rock. No score on Flow Baseball.